Jeff, Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
This story was put out last Friday. Lamar Jackson, one of his 3 preferred destinations, included Detroit and the Detroit Lions. Your thoughts on the move? He has not signed a deal yet.
No.
So far is having a very good start to his season. Help me understand this, because I don't see it.
No, I don't see a situation where the Ravens do not pay Lamar. I mean, they'd be complete idiots. And this is the price of playing poker. Like Neil always says, you'll wait to the last minute. You don't come to an agreement. It's been reported they were not inclined to offer Jackson the fully guaranteed $200 million contract he desires. It was alleged that Jackson turned down an offer just before the start of the season worth $290 million. That's what the report is reading. So for me, and this is credit to, I got to give credit to Chris Party, wrote an article on it. And for me, on the whole situation, as a Lions fan, you see a player like Lamar Jackson, dynamic, won an MVP already. But the reality is, and not to mention that he would fit with this offense, because with this offensive line, the run game, the receivers they have, I mean, there's no question he would fit in. The problem I have is, what would you give up to get him? And what would you have to pay him? Because if he turned down a $200 million deal, guaranteed, that's the issue I see. I really do believe the next quarterback for the Detroit Lions will be through the draft. It'll be a quarterback they find. I don't think Lamar Jackson's going to be the move, but the fact that he's available, it's not like we're going to be the only team, that's going to be trying to get Lamar Jackson. So I don't see it happening. I don't see the Lions giving up assets or paying him that much money, because you're going to be making him the highest paid quarterback or one of the highest paid quarterbacks. And listen, I get it. Lamar Jackson's fun to watch. He's exciting. He's dynamic. But the reality is, I just don't see it as a possibility. That's how I feel about it.
I don't think it's a possibility for a multitude of reasons. One, what would you have to give up to get Lamar Jackson? Let's kind of walk this through, all right? You're the GM of the Lions. Lamar Jackson is available. You'd like to make an offer. What are you giving? Huh?
Multiple first-round picks.
Multiple? Are you talking 4 or 5?
Yeah, like Russell Wilson was what, 3-4 first-round picks? Noah Fant. Yeah, it would be a lot, and you're gonna have to extend him for that massive contract. I just don't see it.
It is a tough sell for me. The idea that Lamar is even a reality for this football team. Now, you want to talk about fit? Lamar, yes, would fit in right with this team, right? It's a great offensive line, dynamic running backs, stable backfield. They run the ball very well, opens up the offense for him, the wide receivers, yada, 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 yada. It's not real. It's not possible. It's not feasible. Even if his contract expires, they have the option to franchise tag him and then tag him again. They will come to agreement. Baltimore will not let a franchise quarterback like Lamar Jackson walk out before his first contract extension. Not going to happen. They will come to a deal. He's going to continue to play well, and they're going to have to fork up the guaranteed money they probably didn't want to before the season started, Jeff.
And listen, Lamar Jackson, as good as he is, I think the best fit for this team right now isn't a player like Lamar Jackson. I'm not just saying that too. And I'm not going to bring up like Sam Flannel. He's only thrown for 3,000 yards once in his career. I'm not going to go all into that. I think he's a very good player. You see how he's playing so far to start the season with less talent around him offensively. I know he has Mark Andrews, but he's having a hell of a year. The reality is, though, it's not a reality. That's the point I'm making. I don't see the Ravens being that stupid to where they don't extend Lamar Jackson or give him the contract they need. Because if Lamar walks out the door, the Ravens are in a tough situation. What do you do at that point? He can't
walk out, though.
I'm saying
for the next
after
3 years, he can't walk out, even if he wanted to. They're going to franchise tag him 2 more times, a minimum.
He already said he's not playing on the franchise tag.
It doesn't matter. Then he's not playing.
Well, he probably won't. And that's on the Ravens.
Look, if you want to have the conversation with me, hey, what Lamar Jackson could be in this offense, all right, that's a different conversation. He'd look pretty damn good. Fair enough. Right? You have the weapons, St. Brown. You have a good offensive line. I just went through the list.
Right.
But if you want to have the conversation about him actually being here, it's not reality. It's not feasible. It would never happen. Lamar to Detroit would never happen. And the reality for this football team is, Jeff, how many first-round picks do they have this year?
They have 2.
Who's their GM?
Brad Holmes.
Has he shown the ability to trade up in the draft?
He has.
Did he not trade up 20 spots in the NFL draft for essentially a third-round pick?
He did.
What more can I say? Your reality is that Brad Holmes is likely going to draft the quarterback of the future in this upcoming draft or the one after. And I believe franchise quarterbacks like a Lamar Jackson, even though I am not a fan of his game post-December. Anywhere from the beginning of December on, I don't like his game. I don't trust him to win me a game with his arm where he's got to drop back 32, 40 times. But he's still a guy that I'm going to win the division every 3 years with, for sure.
Right.
As long as I have a good roster and good coaching, which Baltimore does have. He's a guy I'm going to get to the playoffs, win some playoff games with.
Right.
So I'm going to be relevant, and that's what a franchise quarterback allows you to do, is it allows you to be relevant. Even in Detroit when you had Stafford. Stafford brought relevancy to your football team. Even when you sucked, you still had a fighter's chance because of your quarterback. Right now, you have a bridge quarterback in Jared Goff. I think we all agree. That'll be a good transition for whoever is brought in. Will Levis, C.J. Stroud, whatever. Am I missing something? What the hell's going on back there? Anyways, Lamar to Detroit, as good as it may sound, as good as he may look in a Lions uniform, Jeff, I just don't think it's going to happen.
No, and on top of that, like the Lions have one of the most expensive offenses in the NFL. And what does that mean? And what does that mean? What happened?
Wow, interesting. Jonah in the chat says, the question is simple. If Lamar is on this team, are we Super Bowl contenders? I say yes. Jonah, you have to be one of the dumbest motherfuckers I've ever seen in my life, and I've met a lot of them. Your defense, right here. Shut the hell up, Fish. Your defense gives up 33 points a game. You want to sit here and tell me you're Super Bowl contenders with Lamar Jackson this year?
Well, that's where I was getting to. Because you're gonna pay Lamar.
You're not gonna tell me yes, are you?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, because I was saying that the Lions have one of the most expensive offenses in the NFL. What does that mean? That means their defense isn't very good. They didn't spend a ton of money on their defense. They have a lot of young guys. So you're telling me you're gonna trade for Lamar, extend him, pay him one of the most expensive quarterback contracts in the NFL, and you're gonna somehow expect this defense to get better? Already having one of the most expensive offenses in the NFL. Like, you got to advocate, you got to push some of this money on the defensive side. I mean, I'm sorry, the reality is that the Ravens have a hell of a defense. I know they gave up 27, whatever it is, in the fourth quarter. The Lions aren't there yet. I mean, if you drop Lamar on the scene right now, it makes them fun to watch, but you're right. They're not just a quarterback away. They're a whole defense away.